What I'm going to share with you today not only changed my business, but also my life, and it may change yours too. Hi, I'm Carla, a carpool driving mom of two, top producing real estate agent, investor, and generator of ideas. I have built and invested in multiple successful businesses, and I've always built on my own terms, accommodating my family along the way. My husband and I had been in the real estate business, first with ERA for a couple of years, and then with Keller Williams for about 16 years, and we were happy. In a few years with Keller Williams, we grew our business to selling 100 homes a year for 10 years in a row, and we even hit 200 homes twice. We were making a great income, but the problem was we had no leverage. Every vacation was limited to a week, and we were always tethered to a laptop and a phone. I'm not going to complain about doing all these deals, but if you are in a similar situation where you see no way out of constantly having to do it again, year after year after year until you die, then listen up. When we were approached by Jose Luis Morales, our sponsor, with the idea of eXp, we were not even open to listening to it. Even though we have so much respect for Jose Luis, as he has sold hundreds of homes himself and owns 37 doors in his 30s, it still took a year for us to even give him our ear. You see, we owned part of an office, so it wouldn't be an easy transition. However, once Jose explained to us the model and we spoke with other partners, we could not unsee it. We did lots of math and maybe didn't sleep well for a few nights, but we knew it was the way. It was a way for us to transition out of selling so many homes and have more control over our time and even location, as eXp is a nationwide and international company currently in 24 countries and growing. You see, we're often taught there is only one way to scale in real estate: build a big team, rent office space, buy leads, hire more agents, do more and more transactions, then rinse and repeat. Open another office and on it goes. I get it. It works. But it didn't work for me as a mom who, while incredible at her job, I was in the office a week after I had my babies. I also value dinner time, driving carpool, and weekend birthday parties, which meant the two most important things to me were constantly at odds: my career and my motherhood. As such, I was closely evaluating all my opportunities and assessing them under a variety of variables. The question I was circulating at the time was, how do I grow my income while not sacrificing my family in the process? This model is so exciting because it allows a regular agent to have equal footing with brokers and owners. It dawned on me that there is a massive disruption in the real estate industry being driven by a cloud-based technology brokerage called eXp Realty. It's innovative, smart, forward-thinking, and held a spot for an agent like me to build and build big. We immediately started making plans and spoke with several people in the industry that we respected, and most of them who were willing to really look at the model agreed that it made so much sense for agents like us. How does a regular agent use this model to scale and build alongside the big dogs? I like to say eXp is a great equalizer, and to understand, we need to pull back and see the big picture of business building as a whole. Historically, we can see that industries are transformed when disruptive technologies are introduced. Blockbuster is the perfect example. Blockbuster Video was a massive $5 billion company with over 9,000 brick and mortar stores. They completely dominated the industry, right? But I had to explain to my kids what it was, because Netflix, with no stores, came along with a new model that grew into streaming video, and within a few short years, they put Blockbuster out of business. The same thing happened in the travel industry. There was a time when the only places you could stay in were hotels. Now you can find places to stay online through platforms like Airbnb. Airbnb doesn't own any real estate. They are a cloud-based company as well. Perhaps the most obvious example of industry disruption is the retail industry and Amazon. There are thousands of brick and mortar stores that shut down every single year while Amazon is doing better than ever. What unifies these industries is that cloud-based technology disrupted them, and now it's happening in real estate. For the past 100 years, the traditional real estate brokerage model typically worked like this. There's a big international company at the top: Keller Williams, Remax, Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's. Then they divide the country into regions. From there, they create franchises, which brokers and owners purchase. Those brokers and owners then have to hire managers and recruiters and office staff who will all need a place to go. So they rent office space and pay utilities. The brokers and owners take on most of the risk, paying for the office space, then paying to fill it with equipment, internet, desks, computers, and coffee pot. Underneath all of those expenses, the agent who prospects the client does the transaction and collects a commission, which then needs to pay for all of that overhead. Their commissions get divided up to pay the broker, who pays the franchise, who pays the region, who pays the big international company at the very top. This model is fine and good and has worked for several decades. But now the internet exists, making this top-heavy model incredibly difficult to sustain long term. Its inefficiency stunts the growth of the agent and does not allow for collaboration. The eXp model, on the other hand, is a cloud-based, technology-driven company that eliminates costly commercial space because it's all in the cloud, which means it eliminates millions of dollars of bulleted expenses, just like Airbnb and Uber don't carry all of that. Neither does eXp, which means all that freed up money now goes back to making the agents' businesses and lives better in two major ways. The first is that it invests in creating and providing the best business systems possible to support agents' systems to help streamline their work so they can do more in less time. This frees up the agent's time and allows them to be more efficient in their business. The second is that it puts more money back into the agent's pocket, which in turn allows them more opportunities to create additional revenue streams inside their businesses because the agent now has more time and more capital through the model. We are seeing more agents think like CEOs instead of employees, and they are building profitable and scalable businesses in a variety of ways. At eXp, the agent is not at the bottom like the old model, but at the top because we share in ownership of the company and we're backed directly by a multi-billion-dollar international tech company. At my old brokerage, I realized that me working there was the same as being an Uber driver. It didn't matter how successful I helped make the company because I'd never hold any ownership. The last couple of years, we did buy some shares of the office, but quickly realized that after expenses, the offices made very little and therefore shared very little. Now at eXp, I actually have ownership. So let's break this down quickly. There are three major components. First is our cloud office. It's a virtual office that allows you to work from anywhere. These are the business systems I was telling you about that allow you to streamline your work and create more efficiencies in your business. eXp World is a cloud campus that allows you to attend meetings and classes and collaborate seamlessly with agents around the world. Have a question for your broker? Simply walk into their office during office hours and ask. An agent's ability to access their broker, collaborate with other agents, and attend classes is unparalleled with eXp World.